Hello, my dear children. Welcome to my SST class. I hope everyone is doing well. So, let's start with a new chapter from the history, and that is from gathering to growing food. But remember, before starting this chapter, one vital clarification. According the old book, this chapter name is from gathering to growing food. But as per new book, this chapter name is from hunting, gathering to growing food. Let's start with the topic the beginning of farming and herding. As the climate of the world changed, the Stone Age people observed for the first time the areas where edible plants were found. They also saw how seeds broke off stalks, fell on the ground, and how new plants sprouted from them. Men started cultivating crops. The first crops to be grown were cereal and barley. Sickles have been found at Neolithic sites. This may have helped to harvest crops. People even began to protect their crops from birds and animals. This is how they became food producer or farmers. Agriculture changed the life of early humans. Their lives were settled. Now they did not have to go from one place to another. They grew crops and made mud houses near the fields. They cultivated fields, hunted animals, and made tools and weapons. The transition from gathering food to growing the crop was a major event. It is, however, important to understand that such change did not happen in the course of few years. Okay, humans adopted and perfected the skill and practice of farming over several thousand years. Also, they did not completely give up the practice of hunting animals and gathering food even after they started cultivating crops. Our next topic is domestication. Humans realized that instead of killing animals, he should domesticate these animals. He could use this animal as food, also whatever necessary. So, beside cultivating crops, early humans also started domesticating animals. So, domestication is the process in which the man grows the plants and protect the animals. Most of these animals tended by man become different from those wild counterparts. People often select the animals and plants to be domesticated by them. This process of domestication began some 12,000 years ago. Virtually all the plants and animal produces which we eat today are the result of domestication. So, our next topic is storing animals. Animals multiply naturally. Besides, if they are looked after carefully, they provide milk, which is an important source of food, and meat, whatever required. In other words, animals that are reared can be used as a store of food. So, जो animal है उसको हम लोग बोल सकते हैं store house of food. Let's move on to the next topic, and that is finding out about the first farmers and herders. The archaeologists have found evidence of early farmers and herders. These are found all over the subcontinent. Some of the most important ones are in the northwest, in present-day Kashmir, and in east and south India. To prove that this settlement belonged to the farmers and herders, scientists study the evidence of plants and animals. Scientists have found burnt grains at these sites. These grains have been burned accidentally or purposefully. Also, bones of different animals are found. Based on this finding, means the evidence, scientists confirm that a number of crops, plants, animals exist in the different parts of Indian subcontinent. My dear student, look at the table to see where evidence of grain and bones of domesticated animals have been found. It is very important for your study, so learn it properly. Let's move on to the next topic, and that is 2 hours a settled life. Archaeologists have found traces of many things. They have used these things to know how the ancient people lived. What did the ancient people eat, etc. Okay. So the first one traces herds and some sites. For example, in Burzum in Kashmir, people built pit houses which were dug into the ground with steps leading into them. These houses may have provided shelter in the cold weather. Second one, cooking hearths. Cooking places were found both inside and outside the huts. which suggests that depending on the weather, people could cook food either indoors or outdoors. Next one, Neolithic tools included polished stone tools to give cutting edge, and mortar pistols were used for grinding grain. Okay, so along with this Neolithic tools, even the tools of Paleolithic age were still used. Farmers and herders live in group called tribes. Now, my dear children, we are going to discuss our next topic, and that is living and dying in Mehrgarh. Mehrgarh site is located in a fertile plain near the Bolan Pass, which is one of the most important routes into Iran. Mehrgarh was probably one of the places where women and men learned to grow barley and wheat and rear sheep and goats for the first time in this area. It is one of the earliest villages that we know about. The houses of Mehrgarh were rectangular in shape. They were made of stone slabs. A house in Mehrgarh was usually made of 4 chambers. One of chambers could have been used for storing grains. Now, my dear children, we are going to discuss the last portion of this chapter, and that is elsewhere. One of the most famous Neolithic sites, Catalhuac, was found in Turkey. Several things were brought from great distances from all over the world, but remember there were no carts. Most things would have been carried on the backs of pack animals such as cattle or by people. So my dear children, that's all for today. The lesson is over. See you in next class. Bye and happy learning.